In Audio Reviews Audio Meter Part 181, Snow White. If you want opinions on the dwarf situation, head to my previous review. In this one, we're just going to talk about Dopey, who is commonly headcanoned as autistic or otherwise developmentally and or intellectually disabled. Now, in the original Snow White film, Dopey is visibly younger than all the others. He doesn't ever speak, which is super chill with the rest of the dwarves. He gets easily distracted, he's uncoordinated and clumsy, and is often slower and a bit behind the others. And some scholars have noted that this early portrayal of him was just functionally a humanized dog more than anything else. And in the 2025 adaptation, they keep a lot of this, but give him a bit more airtime, which balances it out a little bit because we see more of a person there than just the catalyst for hijinks and comedy, but it does still come across as a bit infantilized and childlike. In this version, he is visibly incredibly younger than the others, more so than the original, which sort of offsets that, but not really. There's also a brief dialogue where one of the seven sort of defends him, saying that he's not a dope even though his name is Dopey. I don't think that was successful in making some political point or unpacking a stereotype if that's what the goal of that line was. But the thing I was most frustrated by was that while in the original they were just like, this is Dopey, he doesn't talk, and then rolled with it without ascribing any cause or reason, here they said he doesn't talk because he's afraid to speak and he gets nervous, which is an issue for two reasons. The first is that being shy is kind of Bashful's entire thing, so we lose the uniqueness of that character almost entirely. And the second is that non-speaking people are generally not afraid to speak. It's that it's physically difficult or impossible for them to do so. Some people have a harder time making vocal sounds when nervous, absolutely, but this narrative change feels like it's diluting an important part of who this character is, which is then made even worse by the moment when he's suddenly able to speak and says something along the lines of like, we're going to stand up to the queen because we're not afraid anymore, and everybody is so surprised and happy that he speaks, and then it turns out at the end that he was the narrator of the entire film. It was such a stereotypical sort of inspiration porn overcoming disability kind of narrative that was both wholly unnecessary and again undercuts what we know about this character, and I just really was not a fan of it.